One of my favorite things about the aftermath was I think Elizabeth Hasselbeck's head almost exploded.
And of course, we're very different, her and I think.
The last time we had an interview, we ended up on the O'Reilly Factor.
We did?
The next day, yeah, we were excerpted on the O'Reilly Factor.
Oh, cool.
So I'm wondering, you know.
That was a fun interview. I think we explored a lot of interesting topics.
Do you get a little smile on the inside when someone like Elizabeth Hasselbeck is like turning red and railing against, oh my God, that terrible performance, and how could you do that? And what about the children?
What about the children? You know, it was like almost 11 o'clock at night, and I've been saying it over and over again. I feel like I'm like soundbiting myself, but I'm not a babysitter. I'm Adam. You know, I'm going on stage, having a good time, putting on a show. Yeah, I got a little carried away, but I'll take responsibility for that. I own that. You know what I mean? I was inspired. I sat there and watched these performances by some of my favorite pop stars, and I got a little competitive, and I got inspired, and I wanted to go out there and do my thing, and prove that I belong here too.
If there was a performance that made you feel the most competitive, that you were like, damn.
Gaga.
Yeah, okay.
It was amazing. It was my favorite of the night by far. Just overall, just was fantastic.
Yeah.
And also Kelly Clarkson's vocals. Impeccable.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of the other performances, so my view isn't as objective as it could be. I didn't see Janet, actually, and I didn't see Whitney. I missed Alicia Keys. I missed a couple of the real good ones. So
in the Fallout department, you were on CBS this morning, and I thought, you know, it was an interesting interview. I thought well, I'll just put it this way. You've talked a lot about the sexism and the sort of double standard for men, and especially as a gay man. As they're showing clips leading up to your interview, they blurred you kissing.
I know, and yet they showed
someone in your band, and yet they
showed Madonna and Britney kissing, so they proved my point.
Yeah,
they proved it like clearly, clear as day.
What's so dangerous about you kissing someone? Like, I understand the blurring at 7 a.m. of the simulated fellatio.
Yeah,
it's a little.
That's I think if I look back on the performance, I can discern that was a little bit more inappropriate than the kiss. You know what I mean? Like, I see how they're different.
Right.
But yeah, the fact that they blurred the kiss was really, I was like, well, prove my point. There you go. It's a double standard.
Yeah.
They made it very clear. What they're doing is they're reinforcing the idea that homosexuality is indecent. And that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
It plays to that whole thing of like accusing someone of being gay. The word becomes a loaded thing.
Yeah.
When it's just a fact of life, and it's not
just
a loaded. It shouldn't be a loaded word.
No. And the other thing that I find really interesting is the only thing that anybody's focusing on are the man-on-man things that I did during the performance. But there was plenty of risque choreography with female dancers as well.
Something with a bikini area.
I was pulling down, pulling the trolley stop on the girl above me, and San Francisco treat. And I did the same move with a female dancer on the steps that I did with the male dancer. No one talks about it. So that again proves that there's a double standard, because those are the only things that everybody's. It's proving my point. But the thing that I find a little bit frustrating is that I never intended to run with this. Like, I don't have an agenda. I'm not trying. I didn't go into this trying to prove this point. This is me reacting to the censorship.
Right.
And I think that's something that's really important. As I've been accused by a couple of right-wing groups of being like, oh, he's on there, he's trying to prove this point, and ABC knew he was going to try to prove the point, and they did it to boost ratings, and how dare they? And that was not the case at all. It wasn't rehearsed that way, which I take responsibility for. I think now in hindsight, I'm like, okay, I need to be a little more consistent maybe, so that I don't get into trouble in the future.
Right.
And then on top of it, all the stuff that I've said, the quotes that I've had that they took out of context, were in response to. And they're in response to the censorship that I'm dealing with. They weren't my intention for the performance.
With the West Coast feed being
edited. It's my intention with the performance was to act out the lyrics of the song. It's all in the song.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be talking about this. This is not my goal.
Right.
My goal was to just do a performance that would hopefully get more of a reaction like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that, and like cause kind of to me it was totally over the top. It was totally like ridiculous. That's my thing. And if people don't get that by now, where have they? I don't get. Did you see my album cover? Hello.
I did see your album cover.
But it's supposed to make you. Don't take me so seriously, people. Calm down.
And thank you for clarifying the term trolley stop. Because
I don't know.
I've never heard it, but
ding ding.